Battlefield 2042 is in desperate need of a meat grinder map. As of right now, in the main game, there are no meat grinder maps. There's a lot of open space, vehicle dominated games, which, for those who remember the fun days of Operation Metro and Operation Locker, can't oversee the importance of a map like that, because as fun as it is to be flying around massive maps, some of us just want to play in a tight space, a smaller map where there's not much space to crawl and it's just direct infantry on infantry combat. There's no vehicles and it's just infantry on infantry. Now, with the new map that they released back in June, it is looking kind of promising. The indoor area does have parts that kind of reminds me of Operation Metro and Operation Locker, and the vehicles aren't as dominant on that map, but I don't think we all want to have a map that's kind of like Operation Locker and Operation Metro. We want a map exactly like that, and at this point, if they want to just put that map into the game, that's fine. If they just want to put Operation Metro or Operation Locker, probably Operation Locker because we had Operation Metro Battlefield 5, then I don't think anyone would be stopping them. And especially in this 2042 game where vehicles are so important. If you're infantry in 2042, it is a shit show. You can barely do anything. However, if you're not in a vehicle in one of these small maps, it's fine because there are no vehicles. Especially for a game that's so vehicle dominant, like 2042, infantry only maps are necessary. And I still feel like they kind of boost the player counts and everything. Looking back at Battlefield 4, there's still servers that are Operation Locker only, 24/7, and there's decent player counts. Now the game Battlefield 4 is kind of slowly dying, which you'd expect because it's been 10 years almost. But it's still holding that core of the most popular maps being infantry only. Now over time, I do feel like there's two different types of Battlefield players. The ones that really only like infantry and those who like vehicles. There's obviously a lot of people that are in between and they like to experiment, but there are some players who will just sit there at the spawn, like the war map overview, and wait for a vehicle. I don't think that's a very popular area, but there are those people that are around that don't want to play infantry. I do feel that infantry is the most popular version of this game, obviously because there's less vehicles. You can't be in a vehicle. The vehicles are overpowered in Battlefield. I think we all know that. They're always overpowered. Infantry though, if you're playing as a soldier and you're trying to run forward and you don't have one of those, wingsuits or wall hacks, then you're screwed. You just get mowed down. Infantry meat grinder maps really just stick a game together, and they keep it addicting. They're really addicting maps, nice and small. At least that's what I found when playing Operation Locker and Operation Metro. Operation Locker is my favorite out of those two. Might be because I didn't really get too much experience with Operation Metro. I just had so many great experiences of starting the game and then just sprinting straight for the center and having a firefight for the rest of the game and trying to flank but failing, and you have to slowly push through. That's a really important part of Battlefield that I feel like it's been almost forgotten over the time. That really tight, intense combat where you have to work as a team to push up, because it's literally a whole team against another team. You need to do everything you can to get forward. Instead, in these newer games, it's just big open maps and those buildings that you can go up a lift and down the lift. That's basically it. But then you can't even get to the top of a building because it just turns into a bloody helicopter meat grinder, or you get destroyed every 2 seconds. So that's the balance that DICE has made in 2042. But what do you guys think? Do you believe that Battlefield 2042 is in dire need of an Operation Locker and Operation Metro type map, or even just a remaster put in? Or do you reckon that they should focus more on just getting some maps out, because this would probably take up a whole map for their season? I don't believe that they would add 2 maps in the season, but in season 2, if they added 2 maps, I would be very surprised and I would be happy. I feel like season 1, they really needed to come out with a bit of a bang, and they kind of failed. They should have really capitalized. It's like 7 months since the game came out and they brought 1 map. But a map like this is going to bring people back week after week. Some people might just call it an XP grinder, but it's a win-win scenario, It's a fun map, you get good XP because you're constantly shooting, and it keeps the player counts high. I really feel like a map like this can change 2042, but there is a requirement to have a map like this, and that is probably to get rid of the specialists. because as much as I love flying around in my wingsuit, it's not going to work in a tight infantry focused map. They would have to keep them completely grounded and have some of the special grenades and stuff like that. That's fine, but you can't have bloody grappling hooks and stuff like that flying around in a really tight battle. They need to remove this specialist system. It doesn't work with Battlefield, and it's not going to work with a map like this. But if they release this map, if they release a map like this, I will be playing much more Battlefield 2042 and probably just playing that map, because I myself am an infantry player. I prefer infantry. It might be just because I'm bad in tanks, though I did enjoy Battlefield 5's tanks. I am not a very good vehicle or pilot. I'm definitely not a good pilot. Nevertheless, do you believe that they will bring in an infantry focused map, or are they just going to do the bare minimum? Let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and fingers crossed we get some decent content coming soon, because we're getting around the period where we've got like a month left until season 2 is meant to be coming out. Less than a month now. So I'll keep you guys posted on what's happening there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.